Alright guys, let's talk about life in the fast lane. Wait. Don't you guys mean with the fast lane system? Alright, let's just fix that right there, and there we go. Fastlane and Fastlane Plus is Cedar Fair's system to skip the line for a certain amount of money. This system has undergone a lot of changes throughout the years, especially at a park like Cedar Point, where the system is extremely highly trafficked. Recently at Cedar Point, the price of Fastlane Plus has been raised to $250 on Saturdays and about $160 on most other days. This may lead you to think that Cedar Point is very greedy and they just want to take advantage of poor customers that really want to get on all the best attractions. That's a very logical strain of thought with a lot of reasoning to back that up. However, I believe Fastlane has become so popular that it's not even about the money for Cedar Point anymore, as they already make way more than they probably ever imagined. So I do not believe corporate greed is the reason for these prices being raised. I'm not clearing Cedar Point of all wrongdoing, but I think there's a good reason behind the prices being raised. Today, I'm going to discuss why I think this is happening and just some other observations about the fast lane that I've noticed after using it multiple times at parks across the Cedar Fair chain. Before we skip our way into the video, make sure to do me a favor by liking this video. Liking this video tells the YouTube algorithm to show this video to more people, hence benefiting the channel. Also, if you like amusement park content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. With that out of the way, let's dig in. For those of you who don't know, I am quickly going to go over the structure of Fastlane. Fastlane is a multi-tiered paid service at Cedar Fair parks that allows you to bypass lines at the parks. The number of Fastlane sold on any particular day is said to be limited as well. Fastlane users usually get their own queue that merges with the regular queue near the end of the line or goes straight into the station for most rides. Fastlane also has two tiers, Fastlane and Fastlane Plus. Fastlane usually excludes the most popular or newest rides at the park, so it's pretty obsolete for thrill seekers and coaster enthusiasts. Fastlane also does not include some rides like the Bat at Kings Island or Wonder Mountain's Guardian at Canada's Wonderland. Anyways, like I said, Fastlane has really been an ever-changing system. The first time I used Fastlane was in 2016 at Canada's Wonderland on a packed Saturday in August. For example, I recall Leviathan having a listed wait time of 90 minutes, so it was pretty insane. For the price of like $50 Canadian, I was able to obtain Fastlane Plus. At this time, I was in no way the coaster enthusiast I am today, so I wasn't aiming to lap the big coasters like crazy, but I still wanted to get on most of the major attractions. I pretty much walked on to any ride I wanted to that was included on Fastlane. I barely waited for any rides, and I pretty much just walked on to anything I wanted to conquer. This made for an amazing experience, considering no one in my family wanted to ride all the rides with me, so I didn't have to wait in line by myself. Fastlane was an incredible deal for me that day, and it felt like no one even knew about it. Now, one thing that should be noted for later in the video is that the price of admission was a little higher back then, at least for Cedar Point. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think it came around the same price of Fastlane at like $45 per ticket. At this time, Fastlane was really accessible at parks other than Cedar Point, but this would soon change across the board. As attendance has increased at a park like Cedar Point, Fastlane has almost become a must-do for any and all out-of-towners. Lines frequently reach over an hour for most major attractions at Cedar Point on any given day. Waiting in line for 2 hours for a ride like Steel Vengeance, an hour and a half for Maverick, an hour for Top Thrill Dragster and Millennium Force pretty much would eat up half your day alone just to ride the top attractions of the park. We're not even accounting for meals, drinks, bathroom breaks, ride closures, breakdowns, and anything else of that matter. We've basically just killed half the day just waiting in lines. This causes many people to splurge for Fastlane at any cost. That's definitely extremely understandable if you come from out of town and have a limited amount of time at the park. It's really a no-brainer. Cedar Point admission and season pass prices haven't necessarily dropped, but it's a lot easier to get deals for admission online. You can get like 2 or 3 day tickets for about 30 or 40 bucks a day. A gold pass to Cedar Point used to be only $100, but the crowds that this deal brought in pretty much forced them to raise prices, as the peninsula was literally about to explode when this deal came out. It's all fun and games until you get to the park, and even Corkscrew has a 45-minute line. This massively increased increase the demand for fast lanes, so prices had to be raised. Not really in the interest of money, but just to keep fast lane queues from exploding. You may look at this and say, no, that's dumb because they're limiting fast lane sales, so they are just a bunch of money-hungry corporate jerks that know that people will pay whatever amount of money they ask for to buy this service, right? Wrong, at least to some extent in my opinion. I firmly believe the maximum amount of fast lanes that can be sold is almost so high to the point where half people in the park could have one. Here's my proof of that. There's been reports of people waiting an hour and a half for rides like Steel Vengeance and fast lane queues. That doesn't sound like an exclusive service to me. That sounds like more of you have $150 than here's a wristband and wait in this line. I waited closer to 45 minutes in the fast lane queue for Steel Vengeance on a Tuesday in August. This proves to me that the so-called limits that fast lane sales have are very, very loose, if present at all. So why does Cedar Point sell so many fast lanes and cause the lines to get longer for fast lane? Well, picture this. Imagine you and your family drove 10 hours to spend a day at Cedar Point. You're staying at Hotel Breakers for the night, and you have spent hundreds of dollars for the trip. After a long drive to the park, you arrive at the park, but you didn't do that much research. You came on a Tuesday not expecting large crowds, but you find that most of the coasters you want to ride are anywhere from 1 to 2 hour waits. And that will limit you to experiencing only a few of the major attractions. You witness people utilizing the fast lane entrance, so you try to find out where you can buy one for whatever price is needed. However, you ask an employee at one of the stores and they tell you fast lane is sold out for the day. That would be a very devastating thing for someone who traveled that far to ride the coasters at Cedar Point to hear. Cedar Point cares about guest experience, so they don't do that, which I don't blame them for. I'd rather be in a 30-minute line for Steel Vengeance or Maverick for an extra cost versus waiting 2 hours for pretty much everything. I guess from my standpoint and the park standpoint, I'm saying that one ride on everything is better than just getting free rides the whole day. I honestly think that Cedar Point is trying to prioritize out-of-towners versus season pass holders and daily ticket guests. I think the higher prices may put off some regular visitors, but the out-of-towners will be willing to go the extra mile since they already have invested a lot of time and money just to come to the park. Another thing we have to keep in mind is that people staying at the hotel contribute to a lot of Cedar Point's revenue streams. They are likely spending a lot more money than just the average daily guest. I recently visited Cedar Point and Kings Island and I bought Fastlane Plus at both of these parks, and it made my visit much more enjoyable. I spent over $250 for both of these passes, but as an out-of-towner, it was definitely worth it. I think that Cedar Fair is in a tough spot with a lot of the bigger parks with Fastlane. I'm thinking that Fastlane might get reworked for some parks in 2022 to help adjust to the crazy high demands. The other main complaint with Fastlane is that it slows down the normal line too much. This was really hit or miss for me during my visit. Some groupers just had Fastlane people walk right through, while others would limit each train to 1 or 2 groups. There's no easy solution to this because either way, someone is going to be mad no matter what. But I think the 50-50 split is the easiest way to do it, and people will still complain about that anyway, so there's really no winning here. Overall, Fastlane is a flawed system, but I think a park like Cedar Point that gets so many people from so many different places does their best to keep all interests in mind. But it's really a catch-22. I think Fastlane is a must for a lot of people going to major parks from out of town, and that goes for me as well, so this system is very important. This system just needs a little work. I'd like to know if you guys agree with me in this being the reasoning for the rise in the prices for Fastlane across the Cedar Fair chain, or does Cedar Fair just want money and is willing to abuse its customers for it? Also, make sure to tell me any ideas on how to improve Fastlane as well. Let me know all those thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more amusement park related content coming very soon. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.